with the tutorial.
The highlighted element is called a resurrection. You have activated the node.
All right. So what we've done
Let's
here
move
is...
on to something more positive and productive, such...
Okay, stop her. What we've done here is we've activated our res node, our resurrection node. So now, anytime we die, we'll resurrect at the closest node we have, which in our case is going to be this one because it's the only one we have, right? Later on, we may have a dozen of them. We may have them on multiple planets and ships and everything else. But for now, this is it. So if we die, if I hit escape and I hit force respawn, it will kill me. Okay, I will lose anything in my nanopack. So I would lose all of this, except you won't lose blueprints. But I would lose the fuel. I would lose the ore. I wouldn't lose either one of these blueprints. I would lose the core, the containers, and the hub, and those are huge. So what we want to do before we do anything is we want to put those into our storage area. So let's look around. So here's a container. There should be a container hub around here somewhere, hopefully. There's our balcony. It's our office. What we got in here? Oh, we got more parts. Okay, this is why I said I like the pilot building, because it has all of these things we can use on our ship. I'm not going to be using those relays and such much right now, but you know, they will come in handy at some point. So we got some containers up here. Let's go out here. There should be a container hub somewhere around here. I haven't actually selected this one in the past, so gotta find our way. Oh, there's our container
This is
hub.
a mining unit. It will extract resources.
All right, so this is a mining unit. It will extract resources. All we have to do is turn it on. The trouble is there's 4 types of ore that we can select and choose here. So I'm going to hit
With
F.
this interface, you can control your mine. Here
Stop.
you can see the...
Stop. Okay. So we can choose from one of these 4. We only have one miner. It already has 100% charge because we did not come in the game with any charges, I don't believe. I'll have to double check that in a moment. So what am I going to need the most? The ores, tier 1 ores that I use the most are going to be bauxite or aluminum or hematite or steel, iron type. I'm probably going to go ahead and pick bauxite right now.
Press the start button to begin extracting
Start
the...
it.
Great.
Boom.
Now the mining unit will drop
So
ore directly into the
you can't
container
charge
in your
it for
outpost
24
every
hours.
hour. Normally you need to calibrate your mining unit periodically to ensure peak performance. Exit this menu to continue.
Alright.
While you may enjoy spending time...
Alright. Here's the important thing. When I come back tomorrow after 24 hours and I go to calibrate this thing, and I go through this process of calibration, and I'll show you that in a video later on once we get past 24 hours, we'll actually get to the point where once we calibrate it, it's going to put a whole bunch of ore right underneath it here on the ground. Okay? That ore, when you're starting out, is huge because you get somewhere between, say, 1,400 and 3,100 liters of ore, right? So 3 kiloliters of ore up to somewhere around in there. So that's huge when you're trying to start out and build and everything else. So let's go back to the container hub here. This is just where it is. And I'm going to put all this stuff in here. My other container hub, the containers, the core, my fuel for my ship. I'll keep on me for a moment because we're going to deploy our speeders. Now, because I used someone else's code and got a bonus code here, I've got a bonus ship. So I got the one I picked and I've got another one. So let's go ahead and equip this. This is the bonus vehicle. So again, call this. Alright. And so now I can get in this and I can fly around and do whatever I wanted to do. Let me go ahead and deploy the other one too. Don't know, I'm just going to deploy it. I'm not going to change the name. Alright, So now it's going to tell me I need to fill them up. Actually, I shut her off. So I'm going to right click this. I've got my filling tool out, right? If I right click it, it'll automatically equip it for me. And now I look at the fuel tank and I just hit the left button and I put fuel in it. I'm only going to put a little bit in each one because I don't start out with very much fuel. These are little, by the way, these are little ports here that you can open up to see things. What's inside there? A light. Why is there a port for that? Okay, so I open up the port so I can see there's a long light. So they make a lot of sense here. Sometimes. Alright, so I'm going to put about 100 in that one, and we'll put about 100 in this one. Okay, 150. And we'll see which one goes fast. Alright, because I think I started with 300. This one actually has cargo container. This one has nada. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to fly these. Alright, so I'm going to use the X button twice to get rid of all these lines and things. I'll turn them back on just for a minute and show you. I don't like using them, so what I'm doing is I'm using my WSAD key, my mouse. I'm going to use my scroll wheel on my mouse as I point up. Okay, I can. My brake is my left control. So this is a hovercraft, so I can't really fly, except that I can put wings on it. So since it's a hovercraft, it really kind of sucks. And we're not going to get to go very fast. I'm going to hit my brake, hold my brake, left control. I'm going to head back now. So what we want to do is we want to go to the trader, the market, soon. See the little icon there? That shows that that's my item. I've deployed that. That belongs to me. If there was three little people there, that means it would belong to my org. But I'm not part of a group on this one. So we're just gonna pretend I'm a single player. And when we go ready to get out, I'll just hold the C button. And then while I'm on the ground, I'll hold the F button while I'm still holding the C button, and I'll be able to jump out. Alright, let's try this other one out just real quickly here. Again, hold F to get in. This one's a little better because it can carry some stuff, right? Don't know how fast it is, though. I'm going to leave that stuff on. It just shows you which direction, what you're doing. Okay, so using my scroll forward on my mouse. This one's a little faster. I like this one. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and go back. You can hit stuff and break it, so you want to have some scrap. Okay, this is really important, actually. I don't want to stop right over my other vehicle. What did I do? Alright, holding my brake, hitting the ground, holding F, getting out. Alright, so if I damage my vehicle, the only way I can fix it is if I have some scrap. So let's run through that real quick. This is important because this is the only tile except for the market tiles that I can get ore from. And the market tiles, anybody can get it, so there's probably not going to be any there, right? So here's what we're going to do. This is silicon, so I'm just going to get silicon rocks, and I'm only going to get silicon. So let me find more silicon. Apparently I'm not just going to get silicon. Oh, here's some more. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some scrap in our nano pack. So I'll show you how that works. And I'll show you how to look at what the market has and what it costs, and what you can buy. So there's 4 different kinds of scrap I can make because there's 4 different kinds of ores I can pick up on this planet. Well, there's actually a couple of tier 2s too, but I'm not talking about those. So I'm going to hit the K button to open up my nanopack manufactory, and I'm going to type in right here scrap, S-C-R-A-P, and under scrap I have aluminum scrap, carbon scrap, iron scrap, and silicon scrap. Okay, so silicon scrap, I need quartz, which is what we just picked up, right? So I'm going to click that button again. What I did is here's the scrap. I want to go to produce it, but I don't have any pure silicon. To have pure silicon, I click that, and it tells me I need quartz, which I do have, right? So let's go back to this. Let's go to this. Now I'm making the pure, right? I'm making the pure silicon. So let's go ahead and make some of that. All right, so we can only make 2. We've only got enough to make 90 liters. All right, so we'll add that to our queue, and it's going to take 50 seconds to make that. And then after that, we can make scrap. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 of those to the queue. All right, we just want to have some scrap in our nanopack. If we die, if our speeder hits something so hard that we die, then we're going to lose that scrap too. So what do? You make some scrap and you put half of it in your container in the vehicle, which also can get damaged, so you can't access it. And then you put the rest in your nanopack and you hope for the best. If you get into a situation where you need help, you hit the enter key and you go over to general chat and you say, hey, I have wrecked my vehicle and I don't have access to any scrap. Can someone help me? Someone's probably going to come and help you, right? So I'm going to go ahead and shut this, and I'm going to show how do you send them coordinates. All right. So what you do is you hit M for the map. You hit this button, which is centers on your position. So now it's centered on my position. I'm scrolling in. So that's where I am. Centers on my position. And what's this do? This copies my coordinates right there to my clipboard. You got to center it first, or it's gonna go to wherever it's pointed at, right? So I'm gonna hit escape, and I'm gonna hit enter, and I'm gonna pretend I'm talking to somebody, but I'm just gonna use my chat. I'm the only one that can see it, right? I'm gonna hit Control V or paste, and then boom. So if I'm messaging someone, I would put that in and say, hey, I'm at this position. Can someone please come help me, bring me some scrap because my vehicle crashed and I don't have any scrap in my nanopack, and obviously you can't mine anything on any tile that's not yours here, so you're kind of screwed. Now this is the only planet like that, so don't start feeling bad that this game sucks. I can't even get scrap or anything else. If I'm all the other planets, any tile that's not owned, you can mine on. So you'll be able to build scrap pretty much everywhere else. I think Sanctuary and Haven are going to be the only ones that are going to be severely restricted like that. All right, so what are some other things that we need to be building? Let's hit the tab button and let's look at this. So sometimes it comes up like this. Go ahead and expand this out, and you can see I can look at my inventory. I can look at what I'm crafting. So if I don't remember that K button, I can come here and get the same place, right? Gets me here where I'm building scrap. And if you look, I'm gonna hit tab to get out of here. I've already built 50 scrap, so I've got enough scrap to manage me for just a little bit. So that's all I really need. So I'm gonna close this. If you hit you can look at your wallet. How much money do I have? I started out with 200,000 because I got a referral bonus from another player, right? Otherwise I'd start out with zilch. So now I can go buy a little fuel or something if I have to go buy it. But don't spend your money on things if you can make it, even if it takes a little longer. All right. One of the things that you want to do, let me close both of these. Sorry, all of these tabs. Is you want to build some schematics. Anytime you get an opportunity to build schematics. They don't take up much room, and you're going to want to be able to produce certain things. It's important, right? One of the first things you're going to want to be able to produce is atmospheric fuel and space fuel. Fuel is life in this game. If you're going to get off this planet, if you're going to go get other higher tier ore, get your factory going, be able to produce more things, you're going to have to get off of this planet and be able to go get ore, because the tier 1 through 5 ore is scattered all throughout the solar system. You cannot get it all here. The only thing you can get on this planet is tier 1 through 4. Tier 1, all 4 tier 1s, and then 2 of the tier 2s spawn sporadically on your tile. At first, there will be several spots of it, and then every day you go look for more, you're only going to find just a tiny bit, right? And the tier 2 is what makes your space fuel. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, okay, I want to make atmospheric fuel. I can make 5 of these at a time. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So 3 atmospheric fuels, then I'm going to go ahead and make 2 space fuels. And when they get done, I'll just retrieve them. They'll go in my nano pack, and we'll be good to go. Okay. The good thing about these are they're kind of like your blueprints and stuff. If you die, you'll lose this, 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 and this, but you won't lose those schematics, or you should not lose those schematics. Might be safer to put them in your container when you get a chance. So go around here to your container hub. Let's say, I don't want my container hub here. I want it somewhere else. Let's move it. I'm going into build mode. All right, I've got my move tool. My move tool is set down here on move element tool. So I'm going to hit 9 because that's the one. And I got 2 options. I can click it and then put it wherever I want it. Put it right back. Or I can just hit the left and right arrow and page up, page down key to move it in and out, away, far, whatever I want to do. And if I I screwed that up, I could just hit the 9 key and unselect my tool and it goes right back where it was. But let's move it around to the front, because I don't like it here. Let's put it right here, right by the door. That makes more sense to me, right? Okay. Well, is it still connected to the containers? Well, let's hit the right key and let's find out. Okay, so link elements tool is number 6 already. So let's hit number 6. Okay, and you can see it's linked to, boom, that container right there, and 2 containers up here. So that would be that one and that one. You can see the links. When I hit the container, it just shows the link to it. But if I hit the hub, it shows me all the links, right? Okay. Well, you know, is that very much storage? You know, 2, 3 containers. I've really only got 1 small container, right? That's an H. 1 small container and 2 extra small containers. So, what should I do? Well, inside of here, I'm gonna go back and I'm still in build mode. I'm gonna hit F, and I'm going to say, okay, what if I want to make this? Let me get out of build mode. I'll show you. What if I want to make this the container I'm connected to? All right, set it as my link container. All right, so now in here I can look at my nano pack and I can look at my link container. If I want to make my link container my primary, set link container as default container. I want to hit this little chain here, and now anything I do will go in here. If I mine ore, it won't go into my nano pack. It'll go into here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move all this stuff out of my nano pack because I feel like if I die, it'll just get lost. I'm going to take a chance with the scrap because I need scrap. So now this is my primary container, right? Let me unselect it, make it not my primary container. Let's do this. Let's select this, equip it. Say I want to put the small, hit B for build mode. I want to put this small container in. Why won't it let me put it in? it's not available in my current container. That's because it's in this container, and I have to have it set as my active container. Now that it's set as my active container, looky there. Now I'm good. So I can use my left, right keys, and once I move it, it kind of stays still, so I can go look at it and go, oh, I got room. I can move it back against the wall, all the way over there, and boom. So it'll go through the voxel. I just can't let it interact with another item like this. So if it interacts with that container, it turns red. So I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to actually pick this item up. I'm gonna get out of build mode. I'm actually going to pick this item up if I can. Okay, so it's a part of the building, so I got to do it in build mode. So I'm going to hit the Alt key, and that'll let me pick stuff up. So I can pick up the container I just put down, or I can pick up these items that are laying here. So let me put these engines and stuff actually, instead of being part of the structure, let's make them part of my inventory. Alright, come on. I had to think about it. Alright. Alright, so what's that? That's nothing. Alright, so I'm holding the Alt key still. And we're going to try to get all these in there. I can hit my space bar and go up so I can see them better. That makes it easier. And this is good stuff for building better ships to fly with. So these are all parts we don't have to buy because we got them for free, right? So that's why I like this pilot one. I'm going to go inside here.
This is a surrogate VR station. With it, you can explore other Novian spaces, take tutorials, or make money by completing challenges.
Oh, it must be upstairs.
Activate it to see how.
Okay. Follow the tutorial and it'll tell you how to use the VR station. One of the things you can VR to is the where somebody has all these buildings set up. I'll get you guys the link to that. Put it down in the comments down below in the video, or the instructions. So you'll have that link. What else can I do? Well, I can. We didn't finish putting those containers up. Let's finish doing that. So I'm gonna hit B for build mode again, and I've already got this selected. I've still got one container there, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this container, and let's see if we can put it right next to this one. Line it up nice and neat. Looks good. I can also rotate containers if I hit the R key and boom, boom, boom. Depending on your orientation, it'll rotate for you. Look, now it's rotating the other way. When I was looking down at it, it was rotating this way. When I'm looking at it side on, it's actually rotating this way. So your aspect to it will change the way it rotates. Take some getting used to, you'll figure it out. Alright, so now I've got these containers here, so now we have more container room, right? No, because they're not linked. Alright, let's go back to the 6 key, which was the link, and it's not, this container hub is not linked to those two containers. It's linked to that container, but these two are not linked, so let's link them. Let's click, and click. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's incompatible. Let's try this again. Alright, worked going the other way. Should have worked going from the hub to it too, but it didn't. So now, if you look at this, we're actually, you can see that we're linked to both of our new containers as well. And if you looked at the volume in here, if you had stuff in here, you'd see it probably went from, maybe it was here before. When we added those new containers, it went, whoop, we got a lot more volume, right? So there's a lot more things I can put inside of here in the link container. Now, remember we talked about some of the talent training? I can only go so far from my link container before it unlinks. Let's see how far I can get. We've already trained it some, so I probably can go a little ways, right? Or maybe it hasn't trained. You'll hear it unlink when it unlinks. We're still linked. Okay, now it unlinked. Alright. So we are 313 meters away. So we're probably good to 250 meters. All right, so notice at the top up here, I've only got my nano pack. I no longer have my primary. So let's go back and see how long it takes to get back in range. So we're about 200. Right at around 200 meters is where we're linking back in. So now we're linked back to the container. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it for this first video. I'm gonna try to get to the next day so I can show you some of the things with the mining and the start of industry and some of the other things, but at least hopefully this will get you an idea of what to get on the ground with. We'll also take this vehicle apart in the next one, and we'll use all the voxel and all the parts. It has some really good stuff on it. It has a seat there. It has brakes, but more importantly, Atmo brakes on it. But it also has space brakes on it, and they're down on the bottom there. That's what slowed us down as we were coming back into the planet. And you know, we'll talk a little bit more about the pin and about the tile itself that we're on. Let's go back to us. You know, we can see this is our tile. It's a green. We can see who our neighbors are. So if we were teamed up with this person, let me find somebody I could pronounce their name maybe. Okay, Fredery. If Fredery was our buddy, then we'd want to be next to him, and we'll talk a little bit about how I can get them to access my stuff. Okay, if I trust this person, I've been playing with them for years. I trust them. They're a good friend. I know them well, and I have to emphasize you should be able to trust them very thoroughly, because they can take all your stuff if you give them all access. If you're doing a co-op with them and you're just saying, hey, you build this, we'll all build this, and we'll help each other out. Okay, that's fine too, because then you don't have to share each other's stuff. But if you actually want to share your stuff, they're going to be part of your organization, part of your clan, then you're going to need to set some RDMS rights for them. And we'll talk about how to do that in another upcoming video. But at least this got us into the game, down onto Haven. We've got our own tile. We've deployed our constructs, and we've got some vehicles that we can move around in. So, and we've learned a little bit about placing things and moving things. There's a whole lot more to learn with this game. There's a whole lot more with talents, right? Our talents are still training. That's another thing too. Talents train even while you're logged off. So we've only got 8 hours here. If you're not sure, go in and add some more things to your talent list to make sure that you're good. So let's go ahead and let's go to atmospheric pilot. Let's go ahead and add that in, right? I would rather have too much stuff loaded up, and I can always come in here and change it around later, right? For example, if I say, oh, you know what? I think container proficiency should be before nanopack upgrade level 3. Well, it won't let me do that because you have to have that before you can get that. But you can move other things around. Let's go to atmospheric pilot. Let's say I wanted to move that up before container proficiency number 2. Boom, it's there, right? So if there's a prerequisite, it won't let you move it up. As you just saw, there was a prerequisite, so I couldn't move that other one up. But I could move my atmospheric pilot up there, and I was fine. So try to keep a good idea of what you have in your queue here, and don't ever let it run out, because you make more talent points when you have stuff queued up than when you don't have it. You'll still queue up some talent points, but it's more efficient to have them actually training when you want them to train, right? So we'll call it for today. Thanks everybody, and hope you have a good start and a good launch.